Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hey guys, welcome to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Jerrel O'Neal. You know what it is.
Welcome.
What's going on? How are you, man?
I'm wonderful. I'm so good. I'm so glad that you could make this show, and I'm so glad you could do it. I'm like, yay!
Comes to you is no question. You already know that.
Thank you. So tell us from the beginning. So you're an actor. Where did that love come from for acting?
To be completely honest, it started when I was a child. I think that's a lifelong dream of mine. It's never changed. When I was like 2 or 3 years old, I always remember running in the living room and my parents be like, act like your mama, act like your daddy. And I would do it. And my entire family would die laughing. And I remember as a kid looking around at my family like, I want to be able to feel this for the rest of my life. So for me, it's been something that I've known really all my life. I mean, sometimes when God gives you a gift, you just kind of know,
Absolutely. That's it. Like, so you just knew that that's something you wanted to do. So you know, and when is it that you realize, okay, I'm going to go and try to pursue this? What was your first, acting gig job?
I always say my first acting gig was performing in front of my family because that's what started. But as far as an actual role in the show, I would probably say, I would say high school, because in high school I took acting classes, even though I'm from Detroit. I went to a Detroit public high school, but we did have acting classes. And when I was a senior, we had to create our own movie. So I actually created a movie called A Day in the Life of a High School Athlete. And it was like a documentary about me and my life as an athlete in high school. So that was actually the first, I would say, role that I've ever done. Is I shot the movie myself. I edited the movie. I scored the film. I did it all. I had to learn how to do it myself in high school. And so that was pretty fun. But that's what I would say, probably like, when I first got into actually doing things for myself as far as my career and being able to put it out to the public.
That's amazing. Wow. Yeah. You were like a one-man show.
One-man band. I could do it all. Guitar, drums, sing. Give it to me.
Holy moly. That's amazing. So you athlete, what kind of sports were you involved in growing up?
I was a track athlete, of course. That's actually track. I was like, our track team in high school was like rock stars, man. We traveled everywhere. We went all over the country. We competed against every other national team.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's what I went to college for. I went to college on a track scholarship, and Alabama State University is where I went to school. And then I remember I booked a show running track at Alabama State, and they said, my coach, I remember him telling me, well, who paying for your school? Because I actually really wanted to do my show instead of go to this track meet. And I was like, well, you right. Touche. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You are paying for my school. So after that, I remember I quit my sophomore year. And then 2 days later, we had an exit interview for the theater. And when I walked in for my exit interview, they offered me a full ride for theater.
Wow.
So that was one of the first moments in my life that I believe that when you truly trust your heart and trust what God has in store for you. He'll put you in the places you need to be, but you really have to jump out on that leap of faith to be able to see what that is for you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. So you get that and you head on. And so, I mean, do you like performing in front of people more so than film, or is it, I don't know, or you like film more?
You know, honestly, I love it all. I just think that the difference for me is when it comes to theater,
Yeah.
it's just such a adrenaline rush for me. I think, like, I look at film and I say, well, if you shoot a film, you could, if a scene doesn't work, the lines mess up, the lighting mess up, it's so many technical, difficulties to make sure that we get the right picture. You're a director, you shoot, you know how that looks. But in theater, what I truly appreciate about the art is that you get one chance to get it right. And I feel like as an artist, that puts your back against the wall and gives you the biggest challenge that you can ever have as doing a theater show. Because if you're playing a lead role in a theater show, the lights have to be right for every scene. You can't really mess up. But the thing as far as acting goes, you only have one shot to get it right. If I mess up this line or if I mess up this scene, we can't stop the show and say, go back, let's do it again. No. So I think for artists, I think it's always a great aspect for them to do theater as well as film and television, because it just kind of keeps you on your toes and it gives you a challenge to understand that I don't have an ability to mess up. So I really got to put my best foot forward is why you know what I mean? So, yeah.
What was the most difficult role that you played when you're performing in front of an audience? What role was that was kind of challenging for you?
I mean, that's always going to be an easy one for me thus far. I did a show called Righting My Wrongs, which was a book that I did for my cousin, Shaka Senghor. The reason it was very difficult is because, he got out of prison in 2010 is when I graduated college. And we promised each other that we would work together because he was like, oh, you moving out to LA, I write books, cuz. And I'm like, he just got out. So I'm like, yeah, we'll see, but I believe it. And fast forward a couple years later, he ended up becoming a New York Times bestselling author with a book which was his memoirs called Righting My Wrongs. And he wanted to do it as a one-man stage play. So I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity. Let's do it. He was like, okay, cool. I'm going to send you the script. So he sends me the script. The script was 16 pages, single space, top to bottom, because he never actually wrote a script. He's a book writer.
Interesting.
He doesn't know how to write script. So he sent me 16 pages of single space dialogue, top to bottom. And he just sent that to so when I got it, I looked at it and I said, let's do it. I never questioned him. I never was like, hey, man, you need to change this up. And I was on stage for about an hour and 20 minutes by myself. I never left this. I did all pages from top to bottom. And then this was also the first time I ever performed in front of my family. Only person that's ever seen me do a live stage play was my mother at the time. So this was about 2015. So yeah, my dad was there, his mom, who was my aunt, his dad, who was my uncle, they were all in the audience. I'm talking about them in the book because of what his life is about, my cousin. And then we also did it in Detroit, where we're from.
Nice.
So that was like a full circle moment for me. But I've never been able to do a one-man show where I had 16 pages of dialogue, top to bottom. And so for me, that was the challenge. But as artists, we want to be challenged. And so I took it, and I was like, let's get it done, man. Let's do it.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
So, and I know that you won an NAACP.
Yes,
I mean,
did.
That's incredible. Congratulations. Yes. And what was for that performance?
No, actually, it was from a show that I did with Wallace DeMaurier called The Mask We Wear, which was a beautifully written show. But yes, I won the NAACP award. And, that was just a beautiful experience. My parents were able to come down to the award show, and just that experience and stuff. They got to meet a lot of my friends who are in the industry, and my parents just got to be able to, and my brothers got to be able to just kind of sit in the midst of what my life is really about here in LA. And I just beautiful experience. But that show was really dope. And yeah, I mean, when I won that award, it was crazy. But God is real, man. So I'm thankful for it.
That's it. Like, so, I mean, just thinking about the people that have also won that award for NAACP. You got Chadwick Boseman, you got all these amazing actors. Yeah. So as a African American actor, do you feel like there's a sense of responsibility when you're coming into taking certain roles?
I definitely do, because we are living in a light today where people want to see us. You know, we've lived in a world as far as actors and entertainment where we don't get a lot of Black films, and Black people may not get the best opportunities when we put in the same amount of work, and that's just the real thing. And I think that winning that NAACP award really put a light on me to just say, you know what, it makes me want to work even harder. You know, I'm also a graduate of an HBCU. I went to Alabama State University, just like Chadwick Boseman. I remember when I did my NAACP, when I gave my award-winning speech, I threw up the Wakanda signs. You know what I mean? Because it's just like a representation of, it's our time. This is a new era. You know, every time I post a picture or I would shoot a video, I always hashtag leader of the new guild, because I believe we are truly coming into a new era of beautiful artists, beautiful Black artists as well. And I just think that it's a great representation for me to continue to represent my HBCU. I think that we have some beautiful HBCUs. We see things like Howard and all these other schools who have a lot of people that come out, you know, but I want to make sure, as somebody who goes to a fellow HBCU, that we also put the other HBCUs that deserve that same platform to be put out in the world, because not like just Howard, there are so many HBCUs who have so many talented individuals. And especially for my program, I have tons of friends who are all over TV and all over the world traveling and doing shows. And so I feel like, yes, there is a responsibility to make sure that we carry that torch and carry that name as far as Black artists and Black actors, for us to be able to make sure that for the generations to come, they have the opportunities fit for them to be able to do the things they really want to do with their career. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It's so good that you're doing that. You know, and even right now, being in a time where we're in this kind of uncertainty of when we're all going to be back to somewhat normalcy. So how are you staying balanced? How are you staying creative right now during these like odd times?
You know what? Just honestly finding the things inside of myself that I never knew were there. You know, with friends, we've gotten together and created projects. I think, you know, this pandemic was a perfect time for artists to try to stretch out and maybe dive into other artistry that you haven't. If you are just an actor, you should try writing or, you know, directing or working on visuals or anything, you know, drawing out vision boards. But I've honestly, through the time, just been staying creative, creating videos myself. Me and my friends, I have a good, one of my best friends, his name is Trey. We're shooting this thing called Operation TP, which is Operation Toilet Paper. And so we made it about the COVID-19, and we all had these Nerf guns, and we broke into our friend's house with these Nerf guns to try to steal his toilet paper because of what's going on. And so doing things like that just to make creative, fun work that also keeps us balanced and keeps us on our toes, but also entertaining for people to watch, because I feel like when somebody throws something your way, it's the best thing to do is try to take that and construct it and make it something positive. So I felt like with the pandemic, he came with the idea to do this Operation TP. And so we had John Wick character who fought us off from saving a tissue. Once we grabbed the Lysol, it blew up and it blew us up. So we did all these funny things. But what we did in the actual short did really well. But Nice. It was because we took the time that we're living in and we made a creative, positive thing about it, and we put it out into the world. So I feel like if you have an opportunity to do that, then yeah, do it. I think, you know, all these people that's at home, you know, doing TikToks like, I'm bored in the house, bored. You know, all these, you have to figure it out. You know what I mean?
That's
because
true.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I think, you know, and I've watched other people do it as well. So that's how I've kind of just been, you know, buying my time.
That's awesome. Good. I'm glad to hear that you're still staying creative and during this time, because, you know, I know people that haven't actually left their house.
Yes.
Like, they're so scared, you know, and, you know, I understand that, but it's like, don't live in fear. So good for you.
Out of fear. That is just the realest thing. You know what I mean? We have to get to that other side of fear to experience life real way. And, you know, what happens is that there's so much going on that you put fear in people, because it's like, if I touch, like, you know, people don't even know how to shake somebody's hand now.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn. and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Or, I have a very big heart. When I see people, like if I seen you right now, I want to hug you.
Yeah.
This is how I operate. And it makes it weird that people don't know how to become social or to be social in the normalcy that they've always been because of the fear that they live in.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, but I just think as we are starting to see things slowly open back up, as we are starting to see the film industry itself also open back up and things coming along, I think that fear is starting to, succumb a little bit. And, I'm just hoping that we can get back to the normalcy of life to where we can just be, ourselves. I mean, obviously, we didn't expect this to happen, but
no, not at all.
Adapt to our environment in order to be able to push forward through it. So, yeah.
No, I love hearing that, and I know that you're in LA, and I know that it, with the fires, and it's just like, whoa, 2020 has really just, wow.
I wanted to say this. It was a crazy thing. I was watching a meme, and it blew my mind because you know how in New Year's they have this. I don't know if you ever played fighting games, but you know how sometimes they're like round 1, round 2. And I was watching a meme where this lady was like, what if 2021 happens like this? And so she put on her Happy New Year hat. She put her whistlers. She's like, 3, 2, 1. She's doing a countdown. As soon as she got ready to say Happy New Year, this voice came out of nowhere and was like, round 2. And I was like, that would be the craziest thing if we've ever had to experience that.
Oh my God.
But you just don't know. We are living in a time, man, that even our parents haven't lived in.
Never.
So this is different. This is different for sure.
This is definitely different. So right now, I take it you've been during this time. Do you write at all? Do you have been writing in certain things?
Of course, I've been writing. I also do music. Best friend of mine, his name is Rue. He's a super talented artist, and I've been working with him and helping him with his projects as well as working on my own music. So that's been more so of the writing that I've been doing during this time. But yeah, it's just really been a creative, beautiful way for me because I've been able to sit in this mindset that now we have an ability to really stretch out and create the worlds that we want to create because we have the time and capacity to think about it and be able to compare it to when everything was open and going on. You're moving so much and trying to accomplish so many things that sometimes you just can't sit down and just really take the time to breathe, think, apply what you need to be able to get things done the way that you want. And
Absolutely.
So I've definitely been doing that during this time,
I love that. What are you watching during these times right now? What are you watching? Any shows that you're like binge watching or like starting?
Well, obviously, I hope everybody will be binge watching a lot of shows because we ain't got nothing yet. But there are so many great shows out right now. I'm just, it's hard. Lovecraft Country, amazing.
Oh my God, love that one.
P Valley, who my sister Chinette Scott is a cast member on, which is really good. The Boys, I love The Boys.
Yeah.
Man, it's a ton of great shows that I've been watching that I'm in. It's so many on Netflix, but yeah, those are probably some of Power, the new Power, the Book of Ghosts.
Oh yeah, my friends on there.
They're doing a really good job with that show, man. I'm actually happy how they continued that show. Yeah. But Insecure, I'm watching them all, man. I am a fan, but I'm also somebody who supports fellow artists. And I believe that you have to be able to support people if you want people to support you, and
Absolutely.
it should be a
Yes.
genuine thing. But yeah, those type of shows, man, I'm a big kid over those shows. I can't wait for them to come on. I'm waiting every week. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, if there was a movie, a biopic about you, who would you have playing you?
That's actually a really great question because I've never been asked that before, which is crazy. I've never really been asked that. That's crazy. But if I had to think, and that's so hard to say because of course I was like me, but I'm just being honest, but I don't know. It would. I guess the person that came to mind, that just came out, I think that would be great to play it now because I'm obviously getting older in life. I can't think of his name, but he's the star of the new movie. I believe it's Culture City Kings. That's the new TV show that's coming on HBO. He's like the kid star. Stars Meek Mill.
Oh, yeah, I know
Bill,
you're talking about.
yeah, but the kid of that show, I think he's a really, really great actor, the lead guy. So I think he just popped in my mind because
Nice.
I think I played that youthful role and probably attack some of the things that as I got older in my life. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously my first choice would just be me. I would just.
Me. I love that answer.
I mean, no, I feel like nobody could be you better than you, sometimes. And at the same time, I think that's a great for artists to play when you do play biopics, because I've been asked that as well. Like, well, if you could play a role, who would you play? Who would it be, And I've also thought about that as well. But I always told myself, recently in my life, I used to always say nobody. I'm like, no, I don't want to play anybody. I just want to do roles, But
yeah,
what come to me is that my family is a big, big family that's fans of boxing.
yeah.
And I'm a big fan of boxing. Boxing is my favorite sport. So, and one of my favorite boxers is definitely Floyd Mayweather. So I came to the decision that if I was ever to do a biopic, I would love to have the opportunity to play Floyd Mayweather in a biopic. I think that would be really awesome to play his life story. He's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm from Detroit. I mean, I followed his entire career. So yeah.
I can totally see that. Yeah. Floyd, if you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening, bro, man, because I'm reaching out. We need that plug. But yes, that's a real thing.
I love it. What advice would you give to someone who's trying to, get into this industry? What advice would you give them?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I hope this, even if this was to be shared on feed or whatever, but like seriously, man, I wouldn't give anybody any advice, because the thing about it is that there is no book or plan to make it into this industry, period. Everybody comes out here with dreams and goals and aspirations to be like, what would you tell somebody that's trying to make it in the industry? It's nothing I could really tell you because there's no structure to it. All I could say is that have faith, believe, and never give up. And if that's what you want to take as advice, then I would pass that on and take it as advice. But the reality that we live in when it comes to this industry is that there's nobody that can give you a book and say, this is how you're going to make it. This is how you're going to become a successful director or actor or writer. We don't know. We come out here and people move to LA completely off of belief and faith and hoping that they actually make it in this industry. And the fact that there is no platform for it, I cannot sit up here and tell someone, you know what, this is what you need to do because this will help you. No, what I could tell you is that if you truly believe it, if God has given you a gift and you use it for the right reasons, then he'll allow you to receive everything that's supposed to come from it. That is truly what this is. Some people are told that they can be actors or writers and directors and they give it a shot. Some people actually know it. Yeah. And that's the difference. And what I always tell people about having faith, you got to have faith in this industry, because no doesn't mean never. It just means not now. And if you can truly understand that process, then you'll be able to continue to push yourself to the next one and the next one and the next one until it actually happens for you. Because I've been in LA 10 years, and at this moment, I'm hungrier now than I was when I first moved here. Wow. Even though things, and I have, certain things going for me, it's like I'm still that hungry. That desire never dies. I mean, we only have one shot at life. There's a lot of things that we get an opportunity to get back, whether that's time, relationships, friendships, whatever. But Well, that's the one thing we're not able to get back is time. So we have to take advantage of the time that we have right now.
Right.
And while you're here, and you can't come out here and waste your time. You just got to get to it, believe, know what you are here for, and push forward with that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's no plan to this thing, man. You know, it's always hard to tell somebody what to do when the doing is in what they believe they should be and follow their heart. So that's just kind of how I look at it, you know.
I love that. No, that's great. No, thank you. That's awesome. That was really good. So do you have anything that you're working on right now that anything that's coming out that we can look out for?
You could stay tuned. I mean, if anything, if you haven't seen Jones is an incredible series that I've done that I star in and I musically produce. It is directed by a good friend of mine named Gino Brooks. He is an amazing director. Their team, Artistic Standard TV, Maureen, everybody over there, Miles. I love all those people, man. They're just a really great team. But check out Jones. It's on YouTube, Artistic Standard TV. You can just type it in and watch it. The episodes are up. It is a beautiful millennial love story that branches off from the movie Love Jones, because everybody always told me I look like Lorenz Tate, which is why we decided to do the Jones script, and it actually turned out to be a real success. So if you're able, please go check out Jones, and also just continue to follow me, man. I have music out. Everything is always on my Instagram, which is Oscar_O'Neal, spelled just like that. And yeah, I'm also working with my cousin Shaka Senghor. Like I said, we've done the shows together, but we got another project coming out called The Sale. We got a one-man show that I'm directing for him that we've been traveling and also doing like the process for it all. So yeah, man, it's coming along. Everything is also starting to open back up. I mean, I've been sending in self-tapes for the past 2 weeks with my management team because things are now starting to open back up. So I'm really just excited to see what's to come, really, you know.
Love that. Yay. Well, I'm excited for you. Congratulations. I mean, to everything you've done. And I'm just so happy for you and just excited to see where your career takes you, because it's amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm happy for you, though. You are such an amazing artist, director, creator. Your vision is just, to me, it's always been unmatched because the work ethic that you have is so beautiful. I've actually gotten a chance to work with you and see how hard and how dedicated you are to your craft. And the reason that things are happening for you and the success happens for you is because what you put out into the world comes. And you're one of the few people that I've met in this industry thus far and that I've grown, you know, with as a friend, that I can honestly say that I truly have always undoubtedly believed in you from day one. And you've never shown me anything else but beauty and grace as an artist. So I just want you to know I truly appreciate you and your friendship. I appreciate the opportunity to come talk to you because, you know, like I said, for you, when it comes to you, man, it's never a question, just because I know the type of woman which you represent when it comes to artistry. So I want to say also thank you.
Oh my goodness, I can cry. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Oh, thank you so much. So honored. And you know I love you. You know I love you. And I think you're absolutely amazing. Like, to anybody that's listening, yeah, we've known each other for a long time. And I've always thought you were just amazing from the day one. And you know, you're just that like, no matter how much success, you are still that amazing, sweet, down-to-earth person. And that is incredible, you know, so
much.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, live, love, laugh. Bye, guys.
Peace.